Salam alaikum. Lembo con lembo y salam alembo. Sara Kimbiote. Salam alaikum todo ya y tata que van cuenta arriba Munanzo. Arriba Munanzo Brahma con Brahma. Salam alaikum todo Corea Congo. Just want to come with a video here, an advice, because something that I often see. Um, and that is if you're trying to walk this path, you have to keep your head on your shoulders. Um, keep your head on your shoulders because it's very, very important. I have gotten clients. Actually, I had one reach out to me early in the morning about having an issue with another person. You have to be careful what you say and who you say it to because you never know what will happen, and you might catch somebody on the wrong day. A lot of people don't have the patience. Now, I'm not saying this because of something personally that happened to me. It's just something that I heard when I speak to a lot of people, and with the YouTube videos, a lot of people contact me because I leave my contact information on the description. So if you go to the description, I haven't done it on this one yet, but on the other ones, the previous, I put my contact there where you can contact me on Instagram, the product information where you can get product and the reading link. But there's a lot of people today that don't respect, and they go ahead and make comments on other people's social media pages, and you just never know how the person will react. And there's a lot of people out there that really know what they're doing and can make your life turn upside down very fast. In today's society, we have a lot of keyboard warriors. You know, those people that hide behind the computer screen and they're writing and they're getting a kick out of it because they're bullies. Again, I'm not saying this, okay, because of comments that people put on my YouTube. In reality, I just don't listen to that. But it will get expensive because you might think, well, this person isn't gonna do anything, and next thing you know, your life is turning upside down. You're looking for spiritual help, and you're claiming to be innocent, or don't want to say anything, and it's gonna be very expensive just because you couldn't keep your damn mouth shut and you put a stupid comment on somebody's post, somebody's social media, and that person might have had a bad day because there is a lot of practitioners out there that it's hard for them to maintain a cool head. I have a lot of patience, and I take it and I take it till I explode. And the problem with me is, and I'm not, again, please don't understand, I don't have issues with anybody, but I'm using myself as an example. The problem with me is once I start, and once I start working someone, I cannot stop. And every second that I'm on top, arriba en ganga, I'm gonna be working that person. And those people might think, well, I'm using a fake profile, I'm using a fake name. It doesn't matter. The muerto will find you. Okay. I'm a person that you can do a lot of things to. You can talk crap about me, embarrass me, and say something. But I have one little thing that if you touch my family, I'm going, or you talk crap about my family, I'm going after you. So everybody has that little point, right? That little place that if you touch that place, they will explode. Be careful on how you talk to people, and be careful how you speak to your godparents too. And I'm not trying to say fear your godparent. To fear is different than respect. Okay, you might just get the person at the wrong time, because the person is very getting tired of things, or that person, like I said, does not know how to keep their cool or their head and their shoulders. And the only way they're gonna fix this is by going arriba en ganga and effing you up and turning your life upside down. And then you're gonna be crying, asking for help, because you are a person who, if you are, especially if you're a person who does not know how to defend themselves, if you don't know how to do basic candle work, if you don't know how to do a basic spiritual bath to remove negativity, be careful who you mess with, because it's very difficult to remove. To put Aryarenganga is very easy, but to figure out exactly what they did is kind of hard. And then you get the choices. Well, you need a spiritual bath, a rompimiento, which if I always recommend, if you are initiated, I don't recommend a rompimiento. And I made videos on why I don't recommend rompimientos. The person, the yaya, the tata that is doing the rompimiento really needs to know what they're doing, because they could also take away some things that you might need. For example, I spoke about cambio de vida. Some might not agree with me, some don't. And like one of my there was a person there that commented something there, right? And I totally agree. uh 36 achero pa un palo. Okay, and that person, if he reads it, he'll know what I mean. And I totally agree with that person, right? Not everybody has the secrets. Not one person can claim that they know everything. um this practice is very dangerous. Let me just say that, because how we are taught and what walks with us, some of us, and that's including myself, we are a ticking bomb, right? You get us against the wall, and we will rain havoc on your life. This is not um, beg and beg and beg and energy to do something. So when we arriar muerto, no matter where you are, no matter how much you hide, you will be found. Be careful, guys, on how you talk to people. Be careful on disrespecting people. And I'll say it again, especially if you don't know how to defend yourself, you'll become somebody's bitch in a few seconds. Because there are some people like me, and that's what makes this tradition very dangerous, that we will not stop. And every time we go to Nganga, we see that in Sara, we will shake it, we will move it, and we will attack you at different times, different days. And then you will be doing spiritual bath and nothing, right? You clean yourself. That's a waste of money, because you go do a spiritual bath and boom, next day we're working you again. Here you go, another spiritual bath. Don't start something you cannot finish. Don't start something that you can't defend yourself from, just because you couldn't keep your mouth shut. Don't go out there looking for fights. Learn before you decide to take someone else on, because that little goofy person, that person who is like, might not know how to explain things, might be a beast and doing ensadas and doing spiritual work, because I met a lot of them. Once again, I'm not threatening anybody because it's not about me. This is about a client who I spoke to. And now this client is walking with, let's say, its tail behind the back. And when we give prices to remove something, they basically like start crying. I don't have anything. My life is ruined. Yes, because you couldn't keep your mouth shut. Um, Now, I also want to take a little bit of time and talk about a question that I was asked. If you want to leave a munanzo, a spiritual house, because you weren't taught, um, because nobody's teaching you anything, it's been a while, or you're not getting along with your godparents, there's arguments, there's a lot of drama. Guys, don't just walk away without having a deep conversation with your godparents and explain to them how you feel. Go up to them. Make sure you're in front of that nganga. Go up to your godparents nganga and express your feeling to your godparents so that nganga can hear. So that they that godfather or godmother tries to use that nganga, hopefully that muerto that is in there will not go against you. But also remember, I always say something. Remember that just like you made an oath on top of that nganga made an oath with you that it will never be used against you. Well, depends on the house, because in reality, there are some ganguleros that will mistreat the muerto, and they'll treat the muerto like as it's a slave, and they will definitely use it because they are angry with you. There are some of that, right? And if you are going to another munanso, be truthful to that tata and that yaya who will adopt you or will re-scratch you, even though I don't recommend you getting re-scratched. Be honest with them and tell them, look, this is the issues we had, and and yada 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 yada. Because those tata or that yaya, if they're knowledgeable, they should know how to break ties and how to break that cord with that tata. Even though an oath is an oath with the nganga and you cannot break it, because you don't get your blood back, your menga, you cannot take that back. Um, but an oath with a human can be broken. There are tratados that we do in the four corners or in the four cardinal points near the body to remove any ties that you have with those lineages. But it's always a good idea that you go and speak to your elders and say, look, give them a chance, talk to them, and say, I really want to learn. I really want you to teach me, but I'm not. It's been 2 years, and I feel like I'm not going anywhere. Be respectful, and if you give them a chance, and here comes 2 more months, 3 more months, or as however long you think is necessary that you're gonna give them, and they have not changed, well, you already say your piece in front of that pot, and now walk away. And now it's up to the other moon and so that you're going to help you, um, to keep you protected, and understand that sometimes there will be wanga. Okay, there will be spiritual war between two houses to protect you. Now, and that's why I say be honest with your future godparents, because some of those godparents, future godparents, might not want that drama. Um, and they have to. So that's why I say ask questions. Ask questions. Because yes, there are godparents out there that, and I'm going to say it again, like I said in the other videos, that will promise you the world because they're trying to get paid. But as soon as they do the ceremony, they get paid. You're back in the same situation when you're not learning. They're not teaching you anything. It is, that's what it is. This is like the lottery. I myself, if I would sit down and tell you my story, you'll be like, holy crap, and how much I went through to find good godparents, uh, to find somebody who was willing to have the patience and show me, because I am like a lot of you. I ask a lot of questions. And when I started this, I was a very challenging person. But why? But when? But how? I'm gonna give you an example. Um, when I first when I started this path, I was what we called a Palo Ocha house. That's where they practice Palo, and my same godfather practiced Ocha, but he was also a Babalao. And when you join those type of houses, and I'm not speaking for everyone, okay? They tend to push you into all three religions. Sorry, not religion, practices. Um, and they'll scratch you, and then next thing they know is you have to do santo, you have to do santo, and they're always trying to rush you into something like that because that's the way they were taught. So they think that that is the way. And once again, I'm not speaking for all munanzos or spiritual houses. And that's why I always recommend go somewhere else, get scratched there, and do Orisha or Santo with another godparent. Why? Because if you have a fallout with your Palo godparents, you still have your Orisha godparents who will help you and will protect you, will fix a lot of things. If you have a fallout with your Ocha godparents, then you have your Palo godparents that will help you, will protect you, and fix whatever it needs to be fixing. Unfortunately, in my house, we are straight Palo. We don't. We have nothing to do with Ifa. We have nothing to do with Ocha. We are straight Palo in our house. You will not hear us talk about Orishas. You will not hear us talking about you gotta get the guerreros. You gotta get crowned. No, this is straight Palo. Now there are some houses that are the opposite, and that's what they would do, right? I'm not talking bad about those people, but it's different, and they tend to mix a lot of the Ocha practice with the Palo. Especially you hear it, not that it's wrong, but especially when they're doing readings, they'll say Alafia, Itawa, Iyaife. Those are words that we don't use. Man, it's fine. It's cool. It's fine and dandy if that's the way they were taught, right? Nothing against that. Or they will say Siete Rayos Chango, Lucero Elegua, understanding that those two energies have nothing to do with each other. Um, but don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to say padrino, madrina, godfather, godmother. I really need to sit down with you and I want to express something that I've been seeing, something that I've been feeling. I don't feel happy here anymore. It's better for you to do that than just, I'm going to grab my things, I'm going to walk out, and I'm not longer going to come back. If you owe a promise, pay the promise to the Nganga. For example, if you promise the Nganga a rooster, if you promise the Nganga a candle, if you promise the Nganga a box of cigars, pay it. Because it has happened here that they come, and you might say, but that has nothing to do with here and over there, right? And I'm doing a reading, right? And this house, I take you to get a presentation. Other houses don't do that. Cuenta. So we take you to the woods, we take you to the cemetery, we present you to your incunia, that means the tree that walks with you. And once we do, and we do a little reading in those areas to give him conocimiento, give him knowledge, or let them know that you are going to walk through a certain path, or you're gonna get adopted. And now we throw the yamputos or the shamalongos, and it comes out in that. Here, the energy says, whatever we're presenting you. If it's the river, the energy of the river, because we don't use Chola, we don't use Ensasi. Our names are different. We go more into nature based. Here's the energy of the river. Now it's not the energy of the river. We'll say Lango, right? Lango says that you owe her some a candle that you promised. Now I cannot move forward until you light up the candle in that Nganga's name. And I tell him it's not necessarily for you to go back to the moon and so and light it up. Go to your house, light up the candle, or you make the promise that you will light up the candle for that Nganga. Or you say to your padrino, Padrino, look, here's the derecho. Please go buy the candle and put it on the Nganga for me, or you buy it and you send it through UPS, whatever, but complete that promise to that Nganga. Um, it's that simple. It's very easy. Malekum Bakwenda and Sara to the ones writing here. As always, Moonwitch, Moonwitch. Hmm. I think I know who you are now. But I know Luna. Luna, I know who you are. Definitely know who you are. That crazy Puerto Rican. um, Listen, it's that simple. And I just wanted to give you guys a little advice here. That's all. I don't want to make this a big video. I normally try to keep it 15 minutes or under. Sometimes I go over. That's it. En que Zambia locutara con mucho más. And you have a blessed night, guys.